Hey folks, looking at the news today, there are further protests in Ferguson, Missouri, um, which, thank God, we live in a country where you can still protest what you don't like. Although the protests in Ferguson are based on the Michael Brown shooting, in which the Obama Justice Department completely cleared Darren Wilson, the officer that was involved. Therefore, it was a justified shooting. So, but the progressives never let the facts get in the way. So, looking at the news on NBC, BBC, Al Jazeera, MSNBC, they don't focus on the shooting that has occurred there, another justified shooting by police officers. They're not focusing on what the protesters are doing wrong, which some of them are peaceful protesters and some of them are there to destroy private and public property. What they're focusing on today is heavily armed Oath Keepers rolling out against the protesters in Ferguson, Missouri. Now, again, as I said, never let the facts get in the way of a good story. That's how the progressives operate. And the fact is that a local contingent of Oath Keepers acted as a PSD detail for an InfoWars TV crew that was there covering the shooting. I've seen some of the video that covered these guys and actually spoke to them, and they were all well spoken, represented themselves and their organization quite well on camera. However, I've got to talk to you about optics and perception. Oath Keepers is a very good organization, and I believe they will play a very important role in the not so distant future. What I would like to see is I would like to see them kept pristine and without controversy. All of you are familiar with Doomsday Preppers and some of the total morons that have appeared on that program and given preppers a bad name. And you cringe every time someone finds out that you're a prepper because they may compare you to that. It's one thing if Oath Keepers is operating somewhere out west, such as the Bundy Ranch incident. I don't know if they were there or not, but we all know that the media is not covering these land grabs by the federal government out west. We do know what they are covering, and they are covering such things as Ferguson. Now, I'm not currently a member of Oath Keepers, although I took an oath and honor that oath and keep that oath. But I would ask any individual members prior to operating on their own that they contact their national leadership, because the spin on this is that there were all of these armed Oath Keepers out on the streets of Ferguson being confrontational with their long guns and their body armor against these peaceful protesters. As I said, Oath Keepers, I would like to see them kept pristine, above reproach, outside of any conflict until the time that they really are needed. And with that said, even though that these men acted on their own, acted well, represented themselves and their organization well, you know what kind of spin that the media will put on it. Therefore, the next thing you're going to see is that all of Oath Keepers is tarred with some sort of brush that makes them look like some sort of outlandish militia. And I don't want to see that for this organization. So keep in mind when you're out there doing something, whether it's as an Oath Keeper, as a prepper, or a member of some other organization, that the progressive media is going to put whatever spin they want on it, and you're just going to be soundbited into looking like an idiot. Keep that in mind, because there's the big picture to think of. The big picture is that when things do break down, an organization like Oath Keepers is going to stand up and say, no, we're not allowing this to happen. And if they've already been tarred by that brush of the media, it's going to make the people that have never heard of them or don't know what they're about more reluctant to follow their lead. Just my 2 cents. Again, Oath Keepers is a great organization. Thanks for your time. Stay safe.